In this video, we're going to look at 3D trigonometry. The question says, work out the size of the angle between AH and the plane EFGH. Give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. So first of all, for a question like this, we draw a line going from A to H. And we draw another line from the plane EFH. And what we get is a right angle triangle. And this forms a right angle triangle. Now, in order to do this, we need to use what we have. So if we look at the base of the cuboid, that's E, F, H, and G. Now, I know that EH is 9 centimeters. Now, HG is 5 centimeters, which implies that EF is also 5 centimeters because opposite sides of a rectangle are the same. So what happens is, because this is a rectangle, essentially, this is also 90 degrees. And I get another right angle triangle, which I'm going to draw in blue. So this is another right angle triangle here. Now, FH is the hypotenuse of that triangle. So if I draw that triangle out, so we can visualize it, this is E, F, and H. Here's my right angle. This is 9 centimeters. This is 5 centimeters. And I want to find the side FH. Now, I can do that by Pythagoras and say FH is going to be the square root of 5 squared plus 9 squared. Get my calculator out. So it's the square root of 5 squared plus 9 squared. That gives me root 106. So leave it as a third, so that way you're preserving the accuracy of the answer. So I now know that this side, FH, is the square root of 106. BG is 6. Now, that means AF is exactly the same length. So I'm going to draw an arrow here on AF like that and label that as 6 centimeters. The angle required is here. It's theta. I'm going to draw that red triangle out so we can see exactly what's going on here. This is the angle theta. We know that this is 6 centimeters. So it's A, F, and H. We've just worked out that FH, which is the base of the triangle, is the square root of 106. Now we're going to use basic SOHCAHTOA here and say the side opposite the right angle is the hypotenuse. The side opposite the acute angle is the opposite side. And the final side is the adjacent side. So when we do SOHCAHTOA, well, the side that's completely empty, that's got nothing on it, is the hypotenuse. So it's irrelevant. So anything with a H, we strike it out. So we need tan. So now theta will be tan inverse of the opposite side, which is 6, over the square root of 106 Now that we can work out from our calculator. So shift tan 6 over the square root of 106. Yep. And that gives me 30.2 degrees to one decimal place. 30.2 degrees. I'm going to write to one decimal place. Here's another question for you to try. You can pause the video, give it a go, and when you're done, I will go through my work solution. Welcome back. Okay, so we have a triangular prism. The base ABCD of the prism is a square of side length 15 centimeters. Angle ABE and angle CBE are right angles. Angle EAB is 35 degrees. M is the point on DA such that DM to MA is 2 to 3. Calculate the sides of the angle between EM and the base of the prism. Give your answer correct to one decimal place for 4 marks. So what we're going to do for a question like this is draw in the point where M is. So I'm going to mark it here, M. Now we've got a ratio here, 2 is to 3. So I'm going to write down 2/5 and 3/5. So they want us to work out the angle between EM and the base of the prism. So let's draw an EM. And then I'm going to draw another line going from M to B. And what we get is a right angle triangle. And this is the angle required. I'm going to call it theta. So in order to do this, we first of all need to work out what this side EB is. But there's another triangle here, ABE. Now I'm going to draw that triangle out here. So right angle triangle. That's ABE, A, B, and E. This is 35 degrees. Now AB is 15 centimeters, and we want to work out what EB is. I've called it X. So like what we always do in trigonometry, we label the triangle, the side opposite the right angle is the hypotenuse, the side opposite the acute angle is the opposite side, and the final side is called the adjacent side. Let's write SOHCAHTOA down here. And we can see that the hypotenuse is completely missing, so we can strike out the H's. So we've got tan, so it's going to be tan of 35 degrees equals the opposite, I'm going to call it just EB, because that's the side we need, divided by the adjacent side, which is 15. So EB is 15 tan 35. So we can work this out on our calculator. (15 times tan 35), which is 10.503, and so on. So we've got EB now, which is 10.503. But what we do need to know now is what this length MB is. Well, what we have is the base of this triangular prism is a square. Now we know that all the corners of a square is a right angle. So what we have here is another right angle triangle, MAB. So what we need to do is work out the distance MA. Now we can work out MA by using the ratio that we had before. So MA is 3/5 of the line of DA. So that's going to be 3/5 times 15, which is going to be 45/5. So MA is 9 centimeters. So I'm going to draw a triangle MAB out here. So we've got a right angle triangle. This is MAB. Now we know that MA is 9 centimeters, we just worked out. AB is 15 centimeters. So we can work out MB from Pythagoras. So we can say that MB is the square root of 9 squared plus 15 squared. So that will give me 9 squared plus 15 squared. That will give me the square root of 306. I'm going to draw out the red triangle. That's theta. So this is going to be M, E, and B. Now EB was 10.50 and so on. We've worked out that MB was the square root of 306. So now we can label the triangle. The side opposite the right angle is the hypotenuse. The side opposite the acute angle is the opposite side. And this side on its own is the adjacent side. So now I can write down SOHCAHTOA. And say, well, the hypotenuse is completely missing, so strike out H, it's only tan. So now we're going to work out what theta is. So we're going to use tan inverse. The opposite side in our case is 10.50 and so on. And then on the denominator, we've got the square root of 306. So now I can get my calculator out. I'm going to go back and work out what 15 times tan 35 was. So now I've got the true answer there. So now when I work out the angle, press shift and tan, press the fraction button, the answer key. Now press the square root of 306. Now press equals, and that will give me 30.98, but that will give me 31.0 to 1 decimal place. So that's going to be 31.0 degrees to 1 decimal place.